What if an appliance emergency didn't have to be? If your appliances suddenly decided they were done, don't stress. Best Buy has you covered with a wide variety of major appliances from trusted brands, in stock and available now. So you don't have to worry about laundry piling up, refilling the fridge, or that big dinner party you're hosting. Because Best Buy has the knowledge and expertise to get you the right appliance for your home. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
They always tell you there's a catch, a compromise, an asterisk. Sprite Zero Sugar? It's different. It's the lemon lime flavored refreshment you want with zero sugar. This is Sprite Zero Sugar. Obey your thirst.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
Imagine that this line represents the time. Present 1985. Future. Past. Prior to this point in time, somewhere in the past, the timeline skewed into this tangent, creating an alternate 1985. Alternate to you, me, and Einstein. But reality for everyone else.
I like crypto terrestrials. I like inner earth beings. I like interdimensional spiritual beings. But I don't like is aliens. I don't like extraterrestrials. I don't like that.
Why not?
So, because really it just comes down to the information thing, like all the information that we have that convinces us that we are on a rock floating in space, right? Mm-hmm. The whole idea of space as we know it, the Big Bang, the expansion of the universe, this infinitely large emptiness, with just debris floating around, and we just happen to be, a speck with life on it and just happens to be intelligent, right? All these things. I think all of that information and that entire, what's the word I'm looking for? Like dogma, right? Is just handed to us by lab coats, which is just like the new version of fucking priest robes. And I'm not down with that, bro.
All right. Fuck it. We're going to do exterior lights on UAP because I think that's going to feed right into what you're talking about. Because I'm not gonna lie, I used to be right up that alley, right? I've said that shit. I used to
be an adventurer like you.
I used to be just like you, kid. Back in the day, used to walk uphill both ways to school in the snow, bare feet. Yep.
The interior lights.
Interior lights. No, these are exterior lights.
Exterior lights. Hear about the interior.
Interior lights.
Interior lights.
Exterior lights. All right, we're gonna do exterior lights of UAP. So if anybody's read Imminent by Luis Elizondo, so I know there's some heavy thoughts about Mr. Elizondo in the community lately. But if you've read the book, then you know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna break down that chapter pretty in depthly. It's gonna get very sciencey, very physicsy pretty quick. We're gonna talk about the Doppler effect, and we're gonna talk about how it could be possible that these are extraterrestrials from another planet. Because it took a lot to convince me, man. Because for a long time, I've gone on record tons of times on this show saying that I don't think that there's a snowflake's chance in hell that we're dealing with extraterrestrial beings just because of sheer distance, right?
Yeah, look, even if you want to believe, well, that's the thing, right? Like what you're talking about, the impossibility of them being extraterrestrials because of the sheer distance, right? Like that's exactly what I'm talking about, where like you're assuming that there is extreme distances between us and the next piece of dust floating in space. What I'm saying is none of that's fucking true.
No, I know,
right?
I know where you're coming from.
Okay, I just wanted to make that really clear.
I know where your wall is built.
Now,
Trust
if
me.
you want to assume that the information that we're given is the truth about space, not being fake and gay, then sure, yeah, you're right. Those distances are just way too far, right? And we don't have any. We're not catching radio signals. We're not catching, light from these civilizations. Like they're just getting here, like mysteriously from beyond our view of the universe. Like I'm not buying that either. So they're not aliens. There's no evidence that these are extraterrestrials. Period. It's just hearsay. You just got schmucks who say, "Yeah, these are fucking aliens."
We didn't even start the episode. You know what?
You asked for my final thoughts. I'm just, I'm just laying it on the table. Now you could change my mind.
I'm going to start the episode way before this, but we're going to do a proper intro, and then we'll get into it. Well, welcome back to the Infinite Rabbit Hole. I'm your host, Jeremy, and tonight we're going to dive into the mystery behind the exterior lighting of UAP, aka UFOs. Today, my co-host is none other than Sexy Beard Jeff. What's up, bud? How is that beard?
Brother?
Are you touching it?
It's all right.
You're
It's starting to get gray, dude. I'm getting gray.
Crystal gave me a ha ha ha. Look at her. She's ha 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 on you.
Oh no, I was ha-haing.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
What's up, dude?
Yeah,
Hey.
the beard's good. Everything's good. Chilling. Good. We're all right. We're alive here.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Danny. He just tagged us on his X post. Appreciate you, Danny. Spreading the love.
Danny.
Always feeling love from Danny. We got a ton of people in the chat today, man. This is awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, everything's going pretty good. As everyone can tell, we don't have Jake today. Jake says that he is not feeling good.
We need 3 more followers to become Twitch affiliated. 3 more followers, and we will become Twitch affiliated. So if you are watching this and you are not following on Twitch, please just at this point, I hate to be that guy, but fucking 3. We should be affiliated within the next fucking 2 minutes, okay? Please.
Horror Movies 14 says I got you.
There we go. Look at that.
Nice.
That's 1.
Thank you. Looking back, we did miss a follow. We got followed by Gold Mix 007. Actually at 7:50 a.m. today. So thank you. Thank you very much. Good
Skeeter,
stuff.
so I have to make 3 fake accounts. If that's what you got to do, Skeeter, listen, bro.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
You do what you got to do, all right?
I'd rather have 3 people in the chat talking shit.
Just share it, whatever you got to do. All right, we're almost there. 3 more. It's exciting.
Man, so it was my oldest son's birthday today, and he wanted Taco Bell for dinner. So we went to Taco Bell, and my guts feel like they want to come outside. It sucks. It hurts so bad. Not feel good.
Skeeter's wife is making an account. Yeah, don't eat Taco Bell, man. That shit's not good for you. It tastes good once in a while. When you don't have it for a long time and you go in there and you get the nachos with the cheese sauce. I don't know what that cheese sauce is, but it's fucking good, dude.
Man, I ate half a burrito and I couldn't eat the rest of it. I was like, this is going to hurt.
Yeah,
I'm getting
the
too old
burrito's
for that.
weird. It's just like a mush in a tortilla. I don't like it. When I go to Taco Bell, I honestly just get the regular tacos. It's just simple. I feel like it's less dog food. Still dog food, but it's like less.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I used to be able to down Taco Bell pretty easily. I can't do that.
Well, we're not in our 20s anymore, brother.
Yeah, I'm old as fuck now.
Can't be crushing Taco Bell, man. Not good.
All right. Well, you want to get into this?
Yeah, let's go, dude.
Let's see. Let me pull it up here.
Tell me about the interior lights of these UAPs, bro.
All right. So I just want to point out this has not been edited yet. So if there's any part of this where I'm stuttering and it doesn't make sense, it's because it wasn't necessarily ready. We had a guest today. They backed out last minute. Then I had another guest who wanted to reschedule. Not their fault, obviously. I asked them to come back on or come on last second. So this is literally just a last second thing. So it's not edited yet. There might be some imperfect stuff, but it is what it is, and this is what you get because we're half-ass here, and that's how we roll. All right. So UAP exterior lighting. Let's see. I do this all in one stint. I gotta find a way to break this up.
I thought you said it was interior.
No, it's exterior. Exterior. The Moore said it was interior. The Moore wanted interior lighting. I can't deliver on the interior.
That tracks.
All right. In previous presentations, we discussed the observables of flight characteristics of UAP. Okay, so as you can tell, this is supposed to come after the observables episode. So, yeah. As outlined in Lou Elizondo's book, Imminent Inside the Pentagon's Hunt for UFOs, in Chapter 16, titled The Aha Moment, Elizondo briefly mentions why he believes UAP have external lighting. I have heard this topic come up multiple times in my journeys, and the concern is a good one for sure, with the most popular question posed being that if UAP are truly from an extraterrestrial race or even from a non-human entity altogether, why would they have external lighting that seem to mimic that of what we have for FAA regulations? It's a solid question. Why would they care? Is it a form of camouflage? We have reports of technologies being used by craft that allow them to cloak themselves to the night sky. Why would they give away their positions by using lighting systems just to make them look more like human technology if they could leave that detail out and be almost completely undetectable to the human eye? Truth is that outside of the recent intrusion of mysterious drones, most, not all, mind you, UFO or UAP reports mention white lights with blue lights coming in a far second. There are other colors reported as well, but far less often. Elizondo poses a pretty good answer to the question on why there are external lights on UAP in the first place. Actually, it was his friend, co-worker, and mentor, Dr. Hal Puthoff, the once head of the famed top-secret Project Stargate program of the U.S. Army, which secretly recruited, trained, and conducted missions using the technique now known as remote viewing. Lou outlines the explanation that Puthoff gave to him and a group of his fellow colleagues, outlining how a single gravity manipulation technology could control the space-time fabric around the UAP in a form resembling a bubble of sorts. I broke this down entirely in a past presentation for those looking for a better explanation. Now, sidestep there. That didn't happen yet. That will. As a byproduct of Puthoff's 5 observables explanation, Elizondo explains what he believes the external lights of a UAP to possibly be. To cut straight to the end, his theory is that the lights could be the devices that create this space-time and gravity manipulation device that UAP use to traverse in ways that appease all 5 of Puthoff's observations. And just for review's sakes are hypersonic velocity, instantaneous acceleration, low observability, transmedium travel, and anti-gravity. This explanation is a breath of fresh air in the UAP conversation, as it eliminates a common issue with a lot of mysteries in the world where we as humans tend to attach human meanings to the mystery, which is a bad habit that we have and we need to break away from. And by approaching topics with practical means instead of always fighting the filter of human viewpoints, we should be able to make much more progress. Now, back to the actual lights. As we discussed in the presentation titled 5 Observables of UFO UAP Flight Characteristics, Hal Puthoff outlined how in order for a UAP to maneuver in such way that expresses all 5 of the characteristics outlined and only use the efficiency of a single technology, the only technology that could do so would have to be a space-time control bubble that surrounds the craft itself that does so utilizing gravitational manipulation technology and an unfathomable amount of energy as fuel. To better explain that, what and why, Elizondo believes these lights to be the technology that creates the space-time bubble, we will need to bring one of the observables back into the conversation. that being the observable of low observability. There have been a multitude of reports that have included details of distortions to the naked eyes of observers, as well as issues with recording technologies capturing UAP on a wide range of devices. The gravity manipulation technology that creates the space-time bubble answers the why portion of this observable. Thanks to Einstein's second theory of relativity, his theory of general relativity, we know gravity affects light as if it had mass. We see this proven in the Doppler effect and how light works around the edge of black holes in an area we call the event horizon. Let's look at the Doppler effect briefly to understand a little about how gravity affects light and how we can see this happen. First, let's start off with an example of the Doppler effect that everyone has witnessed in their lives. Everyone has heard the siren of a police cruiser before. Have you noticed that the siren always sounds louder as it approaches your position than it does when it passes you? This is the Doppler effect in action. It has everything to do with the observer and the movement and direction of the observed object. By definition, the Doppler effect applies to waves expanding from an object in motion. These waves can be of sound or light. The waves coming off of an object moving in the same direction as the object is moving expand off of said object are doing so at a much higher frequency than the waves coming off of the back of the object in the direction away from where it is heading. This is a very important part of the equation, so I'll repeat it and then break it down. The waves, whether it is sound or light, that are coming off of an object in the direction that said object is traveling will do so at a higher frequency. This means that they will have a shorter wavelength than the waves coming off of the back of the object. So, I see Jake just popped in. What's up, dude?
Ain't no way I'm going to let Jeff put out all my talking points that we agree on without me being here.
Okay.
So here I am. I feel like garbage, and I just crap my brains out, but here I am.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Welcome.
Was there anything in the chat before I share the screen and show you guys some pictures?
No. Oh, Skeeter's wife made an account, so you guys only need
Yes,
12.
we only need 2 more followers now because Skeeter's wife is the goat, and she made
the
she
goat.
made an account.
Who got Skeeter's wife?
The
Thank you.
goat.
Let's see. Oh, I can't share it there. That sucks. Hold on. I gotta share it. Where is it? Where is it? All right. So, did I lose anybody there?
Yeah, I'm going to need you to repeat all of that.
Okay.
Oh.
Not doing that. Did you guys understand that?
Yeah.
No? Okay. So this is kind of a explaining what I was talking about in picture form, right? So as the object approaches the object which is observing, the waveforms are much more compressed but louder, right?
Okay.
Jake, we know this
Yeah.
as sine waves,
Yeah.
right? So when we're talking about like here, this one actually would be more or less something that we're more that we can recognize more, right? Because when we work on the electronic system,
the distance that sound has to travel, the larger the sine waves are, or at least the more gapped out they are, versus when when it's a short distance, they're more scrunched, you could say, where they're kind of
yeah.
versus
But also
long.
But
yeah.
But also, like this picture of this car right here, this car's movement is pushing forward,
Mm-hmm.
right? So these waves are also moving forward, which is causing a crunching pattern,
Right. Yeah.
right? So these waves are much louder than the ones that are behind it. So that's how you're getting the Doppler effect. So as you're standing here and that car is approaching you, that siren is going to be much louder. But as soon as it passes you and you're in this field, then that same siren that was much louder as the car was approaching, as soon as it passes you, these much more spaced out waves are going to be far more silent.
Right.
So we're going to take that same concept and we're going to apply that to light in the next section. I just wanted to make sure that we're all caught up here, and we kind of understand this concept before I move on to the next. And do you guys have any questions before we move on to the next?
No, sir.
No.
Hefre?
No.
Nah. All right.
I'm hungry.
You should get some Taco Bell.
Yeah, you should get some Taco Bell, bro. Hungry for it. Mexican pizzas, bro.
All right, let's see. Shoot. I should bring that up too. I should leave this up.
Whether you bond over streaming binge-worthy videos, watching sports recaps, video gaming, or by unplugging altogether, the 2026 Lincoln Nautilus Hybrid helps keep you connected throughout your journey. Learn more at Lincoln.com. Available connectivity features and functionality vary by model. Package pricing, trials, and term lengths vary by model. Video streaming and games are only available while parked.
This episode is brought to you by Stouffer's. Here comes 3-time juggling champion Natalia Rogers. She's juggling law school, her TA job. Oh, narrowly catches the laundry. What's that fourth ball? Parents unexpectedly showed up at dinner time? Is that too much for Natalia? Not with Stouffer's Chicken Alfredo and its mouth-watering mix of Asiago, Romano, and Parmesan. When you're juggling 4 things at once and the clock strikes dinner, think Stouffer's.
Walmart Business is in the business of helping your business. Regardless of whether you're building bridges, building spreadsheets, or building lesson plans. Ooh, that looks fun. Walmart Business can help save you time, money, and hassle so you can focus on what you're building instead of what your supply closet is missing. In short, we take care of business so you can do more with yours. We're the Walmart you love, now for your business. Learn more at business.walmart.com.
I'm going to bring up a picture of the electromagnetic spectrum for you guys. Because that is going to be important. Probably should find
So
it reversed.
this is just getting into how basically the lighting on the exterior of these craft are somehow related to the propulsion or the energy
Yes.
or the power. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
And you're about to go through
Mhm.
and kind of break down the physics in the the cymatics, I guess.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to call this. Sure.
But you just need to understand the Doppler effect. That's the big part.
Right,
But
nutshell that again.
the Doppler effect?
Yeah. Give me the 10-second real quick. Go.
The Doppler effect has to deal with waves. Okay. So when you're dealing, so this right here is called a sine wave. Oh, wait, I'm not sharing. Hold on. Huh. What a
The
dumbass.
oscillation of sine waves. Yeah, I got you. The ebbs and flows, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you have your high frequency over on the right side of the electromagnetic spectrum and your low frequency on the left side. Right. So objects in motion that are giving off a sound or a light, right, in the direction that they're moving will give off high frequency waves, and in the direction facing the direction that they're moving away from, they'll give off low frequency waves. So this over here. Okay, so this shares their waves both in light waves and sound waves. So as a cop car comes up, comes driving past you as you're walking on the sidewalk, as it approaches your position, it's louder than when it just passes you and it continues with its siren. it's much quieter. And that's
The
because
pitch is going, and it's not just the volume, it's the pitch. The pitch of the tone is going up and then down.
The major misconception
but isn't that also because of the sirens, right? The siren is pointing forward because they're alerting people in front of them that we're coming up.
That's literally the misconception I was just about to talk about.
Really?
The most popular misconception is that the speakers for the sirens are actually facing forward, but they're not. They're actually at the tips of the lights facing outwards.
They're not in the grill?
It's think about it this way. Think about a jet flying over your head, right? Like when it's coming towards you, the pitch is going up. The volume obviously is going up because it's getting closer, but like the pitch is going up. So you hear like,
yeah, and the exhaust is facing backwards.
And as it passes you, right, like the pitch goes up and down, and it's the same. That's an audible representation of this.
That's a good one. That's a good one,
right.
Because that literally the object that's producing the sound, the exhaust on the jet, is literally facing backwards. That's a good one.
Yes. It doesn't
But
matter
my
which
motorcycle
way,
sounds louder from the back than from the front.
Well, that's from your perspective on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Right. But if you drove past me, right, again, it's not even a volume thing. This is why I stepped in, because I don't think it's necessarily just the volume thing. That's just because the loud object is getting closer to you that the volume is going up. But the fact that the pitch is going up is the thing that's changing when the thing is moving past you. Like depending on, these sine waves.
So how does this have to do? I understand that light and sound, their waves travel in the same way, but what does this have to do with lights on the exterior of a UFO? Is it reflective?
That's the next part. That's the next part we're getting into.
I'm just making sure that you guys understand the Doppler effect before I start getting into that concept.
All right, give one more example of Doppler effect.
All right. Let's bring up
redshift. I got you. Redshift.
No.
So,
because I'm going to get into redshift, blue shift here in a little bit. Don't do that.
Damn.
Don't do that. Don't fuck that up for me.
Yeah, shut up, Jeff.
Give
Gosh, you're always
example.
talking, man.
Fuck you, Jesus.
Hey, look.
You're
look,
always talking. Here's shut up.
Another magic trick. I'm gonna make Jake disappear real quick. Watch.
Here's Jeff's example right here. Here's the jet. Right? Here's the sound waves coming off the jet. Even though here's your exhaust right here. Okay, we know that the exhaust is on the back end, and all the sound is being pushed towards the back. These are the sound waves, right? They're all being compressed up towards the front. These are high frequency waves. Okay, these are going to be your louder waves. These are all low frequency waves. These are going to be your softer, more quieter waves. This is the Doppler effect. If this was a Harrier, Jake, right, and this was just hovering in place, or an H60 hovering in place,
like that, but 90 degrees. Yeah,
it would be equal. It would be like this one, right?
Yeah,
this is not moving whatsoever. Now, if this was moving forward, this is what happens.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't have to do with like the exhaust or the siren. Like that's just to give you an idea.
Movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the movement, and that there's a sound of some kind. Like if an arrow is flying past you, if somebody shoots an arrow at your head, like the arrow is not making a sound, right? You just hear the sound of the wind, but like it would do the same thing. You would hear like a right, like it's the pitch going up. As it's getting closer to you, the sound waves are compressing, and as it's moving away from you, the sound waves are expanding. And
correct.
Some real Florida man stuff to talk about.
There you go.
Who's shooting arrows at you?
Listen, don't worry about it.
Shooting arrows at NASA?
I don't answer questions.
He's out there bow fishing, just taking pop shots at NASA.
With an arrow, banks off the freaking shutout, comes right back out. Oh shoot!
You thought that video of those dudes shooting arrows at that fucking helicopter was in the Amazon, bro? That was us, man. We're fishing, bro.
Too good. Oh man! All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
All right, so I got the electromagnetic spectrum up for a reason. So let's hold that up. I'm not going to be on the screen, so just pay attention. All right. For those that are looking at the blog post of my notes on this presentation, again, ignore that part. I have included a diagram to assist in what I am explaining. For those of you that are listening, I highly recommend looking up an image of the electromagnetic spectrum and understand the difference between high frequency wavelengths and low frequency wavelengths to be able to fully grasp this presentation. But I will do my best to explain verbally. If you want to take the time to look for a good image to follow along with, I highly recommend looking for an image that represents a spectrum with radio waves on the left and gamma waves on the right, as I am presenting a topic on light. You should pause now and resume when you have your image to follow along. Let's start with a sine wave. This is the harmonic motion of a linear representation of a rotational pattern on a chronological timescale. Basically, a sine wave is the shape of the waves in the squiggly lines that we are looking at in our Googled electromagnetic spectrum. Notice how on the left side, the peaks and valleys of these waves are more spaced out than the ones on the right. The left side of the spectrum is considered to be the lower frequency or longer wavelength, lower energy side of the electromagnetic spectrum. The right side is represented by waves that have their peaks and valleys much closer together and is considered to be the higher frequency or shorter wavelength, higher energy side of the electromagnetic spectrum. Now, notice that there is a sliver of color that is typically represented in almost every one of these diagrams. This is the representation of visible light to the human eye and is only measured between 700 and 400 nanometers. Everything you see, everything you have ever seen, and everything you will ever see with your natural eyesight will fall within this sliver of what actually exists in the electromagnetic spectrum. Now, let's go back to the police cruiser. Many people will answer the question as to why we hear the sound louder as the police cruiser approaches than when it departs due to the speakers facing the front of the car. But that is not the case. The real reason is what I explained before. The wavelengths expanding off of a moving object are always doing so at a higher frequency in the direction the object is moving than in the direction it is moving away from. This is the third time I have stated this. That's how important this is. What do we know about high frequency waves by looking at our diagrams? They have shorter wavelengths and they are higher energy, meaning they are louder than the other side of the spectrum. So the waves coming off of the side of the police cruiser that is moving away from you are longer in length as well as weaker. So they are quieter. This is the Doppler effect as you experience it regularly. Now, let's bring the Doppler effect to the world of UAP and break down what Elizondo was explaining in chapter 16 of his book. To do this, we need to understand how the Doppler effect affects light. This is seen by astronomers when they look at whether other galaxies are moving away from or closer to our Milky Way. Just like sound, light also is a producer of waves. Each color that we perceive has a distinct sine wave form. Even the colors on the invisible areas of the electromagnetic spectrum to the naked human eye. We have seen that something as simple as a car moving at a typical driving speed can manipulate the wavelengths of sound waves and change the way their sounds are perceived by observers depending on their position of observation. This same concept can be applied to astral bodies and our position here on Earth. As an astral body, such as a planet or an entire galaxy, is moving away from us, the light waves that are given off of this body are expanded, much like the sound waves off of a police cruiser, and will shift the typically observed color of the astral body towards the red side of the visible spectrum. This is what is referred to as the red shift paradigm. The opposite of red shift would be the blue shift paradigm, which would be present when the astral body is moving closer towards the Earth, which would have its light waves in a more compressed and higher frequency pattern, ultimately shifting its typical color to a spot higher on the blue side of the spectrum. So with the all right, we'll stop right there. All right, are we tracking?
We are tracking. I'm watching the chat because there's some interesting
No, you lost me.
comments here.
Too dense.
You want the nutshell version?
Yeah.
Go ahead, take a swing at it, Jeff.
Well, what you're explaining is like redshift, right? Redshift, blue shift.
Yep.
So basically, what he's saying is that same concept with the with sound, right? What we were talking about earlier is light. Now, let's just assume for a second that space is not fake and gay, and the information that they're telling us is correct. Let's also assume that the physics that they're telling us is not fake and gay, and that it's all correct.
We'll assume.
Okay. And the light, so what they say is like the light, right? So like when they look out into the universe and they see us an object, let's say it's a galaxy, and if it's moving away from us, this is how they determine that the universe is expanding, right? Because objects that are moving away from us have a red shift, a red tint to the light that we're absorbing, okay? And the objects that are moving towards us have a blue shift. Same thing as this diagram is showing us, same thing as the audible version we were talking about before. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
Now, I wish the more was a part of this this episode, because the more breaks things down pretty.
Send him
pretty
a link.
Well.
Send him a link.
Let's go.
Oh, hold on. If we have time at the end of the presentation, I will send him a link if he's up for it. But
because he says double like light manifests where the observer sees it. Like, okay,
I totally understand. And my argument to the more would just be the double slit experiment proves that light waves and sound waves, that they do both work very similar. I wonder what his argument would be against that.
Well,
but
I mean, my argument against
light wave can be constant, right? So it could be constant light, say coming from a star or whatever it is. Sound waves don't have to be constant, right? So it could just be a blip of sound coming from like my mouth to you, but the light back here, this red light back here, is just a constant red light.
Right. So the double slit experiment proves a very strange thing on the quantum level, that light particles do that they're something happens to them when observed.
Okay.
There's a really strange effect that happens.
Oh, where they change. Yeah, that weird
literally are affected.
Experiment. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And something is literally, I can't think of the fucking word, man. It's such a
basically what I'm trying to say is that the sound of a jet versus the gosh, I don't know how to describe this. Sound will stop eventually. Once I stop speaking like that, my sound waves will eventually hit your ears and they'll stop because it'll signify I stop speaking. But light will continue. So how does a object emit light in the same way as sound, but there's no ending to it, right?
But that's just because you turn the source off.
Right.
I mean, technically, a star that is constantly under nuclear reaction or nuclear fusion that's turning hydrogen into helium over and over and over again is also giving off sound at a constant pace. You just have to be within range of it, and you can go over and flip off your light in your room and that light would turn off. It's just, if you turn the source of it off, it's
Gosh, what would that sound like?
I agree with the
Just
more
take a
a little
trip.
bit more. My interpretation of the observer effect and all that is kind of what the Moore is talking about, where the observer manifests the photon. This is why I made a big hype about when they discovered what the photon looked like, and it looked like the eyeball. And I made a big fucking deal about why is the eye look like the thing that the eye consumes. Like the whole thing is just like this weird fucking paradox type of situation. So I'm along the beliefs of the observer manifests the photon. The light is only created by us observing it, just like everything else. So
I think there's a big part in observation, and that I will agree on. I think there's a whole part of the equation that we're missing, that observation plays, that we don't truly understand.
Yeah.
And I'll agree to that. I'll 100% agree with that.
And that does make things like redshift, blue shift, and light like questionable, right? So I don't know. It is weird because, these experiments, I mean, I've never done these experiments, and I know that like, that's not necessarily a good argument, right? Like just because I haven't done the thing or I haven't observed the thing doesn't make it real or whatever. But like, I don't know anybody who's like done these light wave particle experiments, like all these different things, right? This is all information handed to us from on high.
You gotta go to CERN.
You gotta go to the elites to get the information. That's basically what it comes down to.
We got to get a CERN scientist on here. That's what we need.
That would be dope.
That would be.
And ask him about all the portals.
The Moore would lose his fucking mind.
Me and Jeff would be just grilling him on the portals.
If we do, we're gonna have the Moore on as a guest host.
Kid says vitamin C is good for you. You can't say that. Well, actually, I think you can say that now, but you used to not be able to say that. If you said vitamin C is good for you like 4 or 5 years ago, you got banned on the internet.
14.
Remember that? That was a fun time.
She's talking to Horror Movies 14. She said that Horror Movies 14 was saying that he's getting us all kinds of watchers, right?
Yeah, we hit 50.
And she's saying, well, you did it on your couch. And that Horror Movies 14 said that K-Turks is evil. And then she said vitamin C is good for you.
The Moore, you got to send me that link, man. I love that shit.
We hit 50. We should be getting a notification that we're Twitch affiliated now. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate that. You guys did it.
I see.
That's awesome.
I see 49. I see 49.
You guys did it.
But I do it. I appreciate it. That's awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much. But you guys ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get this over with because I think we're almost done.
Hold on. I think something just happened with my audio. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're far away. You just got kicked off your mic. I don't know if it's going to let you back in.
Jeff, you're a butthole. Jeff, you're a real anus these days.
I'm going to have to leave and come back, man.
Yeah, go ahead. Get it over with, man. I'll wait for you here for a second.
Don't wait for him. Just go ahead.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to.
Horror Movies 14 says K-Turns his butthole. Thank you, Horror Movie 14. We really appreciate it. Horror Movies, 14. Freaking Jeff. Just act like you're in the middle of it when he comes back on.
Who got the More? Thank you. Appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. I got to pause that so that.
Thanks, Jake. You're welcome, Kenzer. I love the chat. It's funny.
For those that are on Spotify right now, I apologize for this dead space. This is all Jeff's fault.
Yep, Jeff's a total cuck.
And then, so the electromagnetics
sound okay?
Jeff's a cuck. Everyone knows.
Huge sound good now. It's not bad, dude. I got this cheap fucking cable, bro. Like,
man,
yeah, it's the cable's fault.
A better cable, you cuck.
Good mic, shitty cable. Bad design here. Okay.
All right. So, just as a little precursor, we're going to start talking about the biological effects, or I'm going to quickly refer to the biological effects that happen when people come in close contact or close proximity of UAP. So think like Rendlesham, right?
Yeah.
With how we had like people who were getting cancer or autoimmune diseases and shit like that. So we're gonna start talking about that here too.
Sounds good.
All right.
You know, you're still sharing the same pictures, right?
Yes, I want to stay on that.
Jeff,
Okay.
shut up. You're always
My
talking.
bad.
Actually, we could probably.
You're always talking in this podcast.
I thought he was going to say he was going to talk about the biological effects of coming in contact with non-ionizing and ionizing radiation, because that's what's on the screen here.
Listen,
But
man,
I guess
you're
UAP
such a
is
nerd,
one
and
of them.
everyone knows. All right, we get it.
Yeah, you're right. We'll bring this up. There we go. That's probably a better one. We'll go to that.
Oh yeah, so I can derail this whole thing on fucking Wi-Fi and 5G.
Let's go for it.
So with the biological effects being reported on humans in drastic numbers throughout history that have come into contact with these UAP, or at least within close proximity of them, as well as the phenomenon of lost time, I'm apt to believe that this gravitational manipulation technology that they are theorized to use by Puthoff works mostly on the high frequency side of the spectrum, due to the high frequency side also being responsible for ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiation can alter human body cells and DNA. The energy in the high frequency ionizing radiation side of the spectrum is enough to remove an electron from an atom or molecule, causing it to become ionized. This causes cancer in humans by literally breaking bonds. This is yet again backed up by the enormous number of reports that include white, whitish blue, and blue lights that accompany UAP sightings and abduction events. Yes, there are other colors reported at times, but nowhere near the frequency of blue and white. All right, back to the external lights of UAP. So, Elizondo and Puthoff explained that these craft, such as the one that is well documented in the now famous gimbal video, very well could be using a space-time distortion field technology that utilizes gravitational manipulation via massive amounts of energy. This space-time distortion field would only have so far of a reach and would most likely take on the dimensions of a sphere. Possibly another reason why we see a ton of reports of spheres and saucer-shaped craft. It's easy to believe that one centralized unit that utilizes this technology could cover the entirety of one of these spheres or saucer craft. But what about triangles or boomerangs, V-shaped or even cigar-shaped craft that are also commonly reported? What's funny is that these last three are commonly reported with lights. Lights that Elizondo states could be quote-unquote bubble makers. Think of it like this. In the case of having the ability to create a bubble of space that changes the literal space-time fabric around the vehicle, it would be absolutely critical to keep all portions of said vehicle inside of the bubble at all times. You cannot have one portion of the object in one version of space-time and the other portion in another version of space-time. Things would go very bad very quickly. So it is of the utmost importance to ensure that the craft is covered on all sides 100% of the time. In the case of the cigar-shaped craft, one light that acts as one of these bubble makers could be enough to cover the entirety of the ship. Another popular shape that is often reported is the triangle, with lights on all three tips and another one right dead center in the middle of the object. Now imagine each of these lights with a bubble around them. Depending on the reach of the diameter of the bubble, this could cover the entirety of the craft. Then there is the V-shaped craft, as spotted famously in the Phoenix Lights event. Each one of these lights were evenly spaced out as well. Could each one of those lights be a bubble maker, being turned on as we see slowly occurring from the inner lights towards the outer sides in the famous video? But why would these bubble makers look like lights? Why would you spend all of this time on lights? Well, if this is in fact the technology outlined by Puthoff, and they are utilizing extremely high amounts of energy, radioactive energy fits the bill perfectly, by the way, And this energy is causing biological effects on humans, again, ionizing radiation, and they are using gravitational forces to create said time-space bubbles, which, as per Einstein's theory of general relativity, claims that light waves will react to the light being shown by all of this energy exerted from the technology would show as blue or bluish white lights. They would be outside of the craft behind some sort of radiation shielding to protect any biologics on the inside of the craft. And they would appear to us viewing them from the ground or from our own aircraft in blue shifted to the higher, more compressed side of the spectrum due to the higher force of the gravitational pull being applied by the unit to create the space-time bubble. Therefore, according to Elizondo and Puthoff, the external lights on UAP or UFOs are not the human purpose external lights that we would love to apply to them. They very well could be devices that produce a space-time bubble around the craft that allows the UAP to move in incredible ways that defy our understanding of the laws of physics that appear to us as blue, white, or bluish white lights due to the blue shift applied by the gravitational manipulated technology used by what Elizondo refers to as the bubble makers. All done.
But wouldn't that just be wouldn't that just cause the entirety of the craft to show up in a blue light then? Not specific locations, like on the tips of the triangle?
No, because you think of it as like so these waves coming off of this machine, right? We'll call it a machine or component.
Whatever.
Think of it as flux waves coming off of a magnet.
Okay.
Right? So here. Magnetic flux waves.
Yeah.
So right here, this guy. Okay. So as the lights come out, you're seeing the lights, like, let's say this part is facing downwards towards the ground.
Sure.
Right here. Okay. This is where you're seeing it. Now these are all very thin, but this is where it's all bulked up right here in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, if you look at the, what was it? The gimbal film.
Mm-hmm.
Gimbal UAP. You can see that this has an aura around it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this video right here is one of the only videos that were ever where the FLIR camera was able to actually lock on to the object itself. So like the Tic Tac, the Go Fast, right?
Yep.
The FLIR system, we talked about this at large, Jake, you and I, right?
Yeah.
The FLIR system had a hell of a time. It could not lock onto it.
Right. It was going way too fast.
Correct. Yeah. This was going incredibly fast. Don't click on that. Don't click on that link. Someone go ahead and get rid of that, please.
Crystal, get rid of that.
Kid already did it. Kid was on it quick.
Dope.
Oh yeah, Kid. Thank you.
Thank you.
This was one of the rare instances, or at least one of the publicly released instances where the FLIR was able to lock on, and we can get a good image of what we can see as an aura.
Which is crazy that they were able to lock on to something like that. Yeah.
Right. Now, we should watch this video real quick because this video is absolutely fucking nuts.
Do it.
Can one of you guys bring that up?
I got it.
Just let me know when you have it up. I'll stop sharing.
I don't know, man. There's just a lot of assumptions and all that, you know.
Which video is that?
Gimbal.
There was a lot of assumptions in like why these things would be causing these lights, right? Like if it was this, if it was that, then this and this. I'm tracking with what you were saying in there, but
all right, I'm good.
You got it?
A lot of ifs.
No, I mean it's not perfect, but I'll tell you, it's a very intriguing explanation. I find it to make one of the, one of the explanations that make more sense than a lot of other things that I hear come out of a lot of other people's mouths. Just say that.
Yeah,
Already?
I mean, you know, it's weird to me because like you guys remember the drones in New Jersey thing, right? Like, I don't know if any of you guys, I don't know if any of you guys saw like what came out about that, but they literally said it was fucking authorized flights. So it's like,
Yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah, look at that thing, Jake. That's fucking nuts.
That's pretty crazy.
That's not LNS though, is it? It's not.
And the aura it's creating, looks just like a magnetic field. It's brighter. It looks like there's spots of brightness on the top and bottom versus the sides.
if you watch it when it rotates, it doesn't rotate. It rotates very what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it looks like somebody's rotating it via a joystick. Watch.
Now, Elizondo breaks down this video, and he talks about how this thing just fucks with the people who's recording it.
It looks like it's being tilted with a joystick with minor adjustments.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Hold on, don't play it again. Don't play it again. Go ahead, Jeff. Talk about it.
I'm just saying, like, man, like there's more evidence to show that these UAPs are literally man-made craft than not. I mean, like I just said, the way that it's tilting, in my opinion, it looks like it's minor adjustments on a joystick, right?
I'm gonna tell you right now how that's not possible.
But I agree, Jeff. I see it. Yeah.
I don't.
Just like it goes from like sideways to just like there it is. Flat.
The lighting thing, right? Like you gave a long explanation of like a theory on what the lighting could be, but also like a much simpler answer, which is usually the right answer, is
Occam's razor, right?
Right. The simpler answer is you gotta put fucking lights on your aircraft, bro. Like, even if it's some black budget aircraft, there's going to be some kind of fucking navigation lights on there. So,
but that's an aura. Okay. That is showing up black on white hot. Okay. That's unheard of. There's no exhaust signature to that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like zero.
I'm not saying that it's not using crazy technology that we might think of as like alien technology because it's just so advanced, but
here, just check it out. Okay. Let me point this out for you. All right. That thing, we can agree that thing is somewhat in the ballpark of what we would call saucer shaped, right?
Probably, yeah.
Right. Or kettlebell shaped sort of kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Right? So with those clouds moving as fast as they were moving in the background of it, it's safe to say that thing was kicking up some sort of speed.
I think
right?
it
wasn't stationary.
At 120 knots. So
right, which is what, 130 something miles an hour? Right?
I'll do the math on it, but yeah.
It's 1.1 miles per hour.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like 135, 136.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you think that the wind resistance, once it turned its flat side straight, would slow that thing down?
It would,
no, not
unless it had just.
What do you mean, not necessarily?
Well, I mean, like I could point to like conventional aircraft right now that don't operate like that. Look at drones. Look at literally like a quadcopter drone, like a race drone. When those things tilt forward, they pick up speed. Or a helicopter, even just a regular helicopter, as it tilts forward that,
they have props. They have literal power generation. These things are not showing any exhaust, nothing.
That's the key. Just because it's not showing an exhaust or showing any type of heat signature or anything like that, it doesn't mean that there isn't one, right? Like this is probably, in my opinion, this is advanced cloaking technology is what it is. The governments, the military, the contract, whoever it is that's building these things, they've developed the next level of stealth, which is no signature on these fourth generation sensors, right? Like we've been using pretty much the same radar technology and sensing technology for a long time now. Most of our adversaries have that technology now. So the 5th generational shit or 6th generation, whatever generation we're on, right? The one we're moving into, the next generation of shit is not going to put off heat signatures, is not going to put off. It's going to be like stealth fighters to the extreme with this type of stuff. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they've figured out a way. Hey, if we point our own high fucking super expensive camera shit right from aircraft carriers, let's point those at our new stuff and see what they see. Oh shit, it's showing up black on a white hot. It's like we're not seeing the heat signatures.
Peter asks,
Perfect.
what if it wasn't moving,
working.
but it was moving the space around it?
That's what I just spent that entire thing talking about. That was the whole explanation of the exterior lighting, was talking about how it's moving the space-time around it.
He also says, or if we're in a simulated reality, it's just like a cursor moving on a screen.
I'm all for like,
that's crazy.
You guys know I'm the first one to be all for like a wild, like let's go down the rabbit hole on like some deep thing. But with this, to me personally, it just seems clear cut. The governments of the world are working on the next level of stealth technology, and it's beyond the capabilities of picking it up with whatever that camera was, right? Like that's what they're doing. And they're running tests. I mean, I think that the New Jersey thing was another test. Like they're doing all these tests to see like what is the level that we can go under the radar with these new drones or whatever they are, right? They could be manned, they could be
that the laws of physics are just laws, and laws can be broken. That we here in this podcast may not have any of the capability to break the laws of physics, but they certainly could be broken if you had the right technology and the right know-how. I think that the reason why this gimbal or this UAP or whatever can shift and not have the excess wind resistance, then stopping it in its tracks or causing it to slow down incredibly, could be from just our own scientists being able to break the laws of physics of wind resistance, of whatever, right? And even them in themselves, the laws of physics, like in quotes, it could just be a theory. Like it's just what we've observed over time. So what's to say that's not incorrect or it's not wrong, right? Like you couldn't have a certain angle that deflects wind in such a way that when you change maneuvers like that, maybe it doesn't cause so much wind resistance. Like you break through the wind just kind of shears off these sorts of angles and stuff. Like from a far out perspective, we're seeing this gimbal object.
Experience a membership that backs your business journey with American Express Business Platinum. When you pay with membership rewards points for all or part of an eligible flight booked with a qualifying airline through Amex Travel, you can get 35% of those points back, up to 1 million points back per calendar year. American Express Business Platinum. There's nothing like it. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum.
It's football season, and you can now get almost anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a running back delivered, but you can get baby back ribs delivered. A strong defense? No. A strong deodorant? Yes. A six-pack of abs? Nope. Six-pack of beer? Yes. Get almost anything for game day delivered with Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Alcohol 21 plus and in select cities. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Año nuevo. Los mismos Extra Value Meals en McDonald's. Ahora te puedes llevar 2 snack wraps y papitas y una bebida mediana por solo $8. Solo por tiempo limitado. Precios y participación pueden variar. Los precios pueden ser más altos en Hawaii, Alaska y California y con entrega.
Well, yeah, I mean, it looks like a top, right? It looks like it has round sides and it has a top and it has a bottom, stuff like that. We're not seeing it close up where it might have sheer angles all around it. Same way we have our stealth technology where it deflects radar because of the crazy angles and geometry to the aircraft skin, right? It could be in the exact same way. So when wind hits it in a certain direction, it doesn't affect it as a negative pushback to slow the vehicle down because it's actually breaking the wind apart and it's shearing off, right? So I mean, there could be things like that, certainly. This object is obviously very big, right? Especially if a F-18 is tracking it, or any sort of jet is tracking it. But we could have other sorts of technologies that don't necessarily have to do with stealth in the terms of radar, but certainly in like wind resistance and things like that. That being said, though, I can't imagine there's a vehicle out there that's flying so fast and able to do these 90-degree, all these sorts of things that isn't a drone, because it would scramble the human brain like a fried egg, right? Just scrambled
I'm pretty
egg.
sure
You'd be done.
I'm pretty
right?
sure it's drones of some kind, right? So I was,
I mean, it certainly has to be, right? But
joystick maneuvers, right?
What about the multiple domain capabilities of it? Like, what about the abilities of it to go into the water without even slowing
now,
down?
that's crazy. That is most definitely crazy. The only thing I can think of there is if they aerated the water before they penetrated.
And you know how they do that? By fucking with the time space around it.
Could be.
I mean, yeah, they could.
Sure.
It could be. Listen, it's possible that humans have figured out a way to bend space time, right? Like maybe, sure, but with plasma technologies, you could do that kind of thing, right? And they're pretty much dialing in. Well, plasma is like another medium, right? Like, so, and it has like a whole bunch of its own interesting properties. And when you like electrify and magnetize plasma in certain ways, it can go transmedium too without creating disturbances in like surface tension and stuff like that, right?
What do you
so like
mean
they've done
by plasma?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fucking physicist enough to be able to like explain plasma on that kind of level to you, but plasma is like when they run electricity through gas at a certain voltage or something. I'm probably fucking this up.
Oh,
it
okay.
creates
Yeah, sure. I mean, well, there's plenty of types of plasma. You could have blood plasma, right? So, like,
right. No, I'm talking about like this, like the ethereal plasma energy, right? Like when the rockets are coming in,
like those guys on, that one YouTube channel where they're trying to make a lightsaber where they have burning plasma, right? Type stuff,
right?
That's
a type of plasma, right?
Sure.
So,
okay.
But when you manipulate plasma, I guess that's the right phrase, in the right kind of way, right? Like there are experiments where they have done weird shit. I mean, a lot of this is on like the Thunderbolts project shit, which I always talk about, but it can go transmedium. You can send it into water and not disturb like the surface tension on the water, right? Like it'll go from air to water without breaking that seal, if you will, on like a still plane of water. Does that make sense? Like it's not going to create a splash.
You could go that hard, or you could go very minute, because the surface tension of water can be broken by something as simple as throwing a stone in there, and then you break through. In the same way, if you were to jump from a high dive, right, and it's a super flat, not changing just body of water you're about to go into, if you throw something heavy into that and it stirs up the water, then you break that surface tension. So maybe at 100 feet, you won't shatter your legs, right? Type stuff.
Blow one of those up, Jeremy, because this will probably do a better.
Because you
right-click it.
You have to get the atoms moving, right? They can't
right-click the
solid.
image.
Because then it's like hitting concrete, or so they say.
Open image in new tab or new. And then you're going to have to reshare. There you go. Boom. Okay. So I don't know how this is going to really explain what I was explaining, but this kind of does just visually looking at the diagram, right? Solid, liquid, gas. You see like how the molecules are like dispersed and the viscosity. Let's use that word, the viscosity of the matter, right?
Yeah.
If it's
sure.
And plasma is like this other, right? It's like an other thing. So it can go it can go through air, water, like, and so if you have a man-made craft and you're somehow electrifying plasma around the outside of this thing, creating basically a force field technology using plasma, you could fly this thing into the ocean, as we've seen in some of these videos and stuff. So I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that there's more evidence, things that we have built could do these things than they have to be some like crazy fucking.
Yeah, I could see that.
So just to put this out there, the only particles that are known to man that can pass through solid objects or other matter are called neutrinos. Plasma isn't a neutrino. It's not.
Now, I specifically didn't say it could pass through solids.
Well, I mean,
now when you talk about videos of like these objects going into the sides of mountains and stuff, I mean, like that's a whole other thing. I mean, we could get into like, you know, interdimensional stuff or spiritual stuff or whatever. Like that's kind of where I would lean into those.
It's like I think there's just it's the Bat Cave from the old Batman movies. He's going towards the waterfall full speed and goes through it, and everyone's freaking out. Nope, he's in the Bat Cave now.
Well, you've also got like hologram technology and camouflaging, right? Yeah. Like if you don't think that even the US military, like, okay, you remember back in the day, in order to camouflage infantry, you would just put up like these camo nets in the jungle, right?
Sure,
so that as planes would fly over, you couldn't see the shit.
Yeah,
you don't think the military has like some version of projection or hologram projection technology now?
No, they've showed that through like it's not even anything super duper crazy. It's like a pane of glass that has like a refractive sort of lens to it on the backside, and you stand in front of it. It makes your image incredibly blurry to the point where you mold into the background. Like it's not that crazy, but yeah.
You know, and I'm sure they probably have, because they remember like 20 years ago they were coming out with the directed energy like audible riot control stuff,
and they use that like, too. It jacks people up. It's awesome.
You know, that's the same type of technology. You could use light and things like this to create holograms, projected holograms using directed energy, and I'm sure they have cloaking projections. Like I'm sure a facade of a mountain is seen somewhere on Groom Lake, and really that's a hangar door. It's a projected fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
a smoke screen or something like that. For anyone who doesn't know, the U.S. military has a device that it turns sound waves into a weapon, and where it makes your skin feel like it's on fire as a riot control tactic. It's so dope. It's so diabolical and dope. I love it.
So there's only a few of these in the world, but these right here are called neutrino detectors. Okay. And they're these massive buildings that they build underground, usually in mountains, that are they're heavily insulated. And all of these are sensors, right? All this is sensors. Well, this is water, which also covers sensors, but this is literally isolated completely, so that the only thing that can get in here is a neutrino. And that's what they're looking for.
What do they use those for? I mean, besides detecting neutrinos, right? But like
that's all they do with it is detect and study neutrinos.
Well, do you guys remember that guy that went on Sean Ryan's podcast that was claiming that the neutrino detector installations weren't just for that, but they were making like
hurricanes and earthquakes and stuff.
They were putting out energy, right? As direct energy weapons, you know? So I don't think they're just sensors.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah. What's that one?
This is a what you call it? This is like CERN.
The accelerator, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Particle.
This is not the one from CERN, but this is similar.
That's pretty dope. Gosh,
I don't know, man. Like humans build crazy shit, bro. Like we're literally look at that CERN thing.
There's
like
so much information out there. It's just trying to find out what's real information and what's bullshit.
Yeah. You know, and like we build the craziest stuff. Look at that neutrino detector facility. That's under the ice in Antarctica. Like they have stuff like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Go back to that picture you had up a second ago of the other one,
the CERN one,
right?
The roundabout,
the CERN one, just the little roundabout, right? Like
this
I want,
CERN.
I don't remember the exact number, but that particle accelerator is probably like if you trace the whole circle and everything, it's probably miles. It's probably like 20 miles.
Oh, it's a gift too. Look, you can see the dots moving. That's dope.
Yeah, this giant fucking electromagnetic tunnel.
That's full of crazy, dude.
It's 50 mile. I don't know how it is. Huge, right? It's the whole city. You see it there?
There you go. LHC, Large Hadron Collider.
Go up a little bit.
Dude.
There's one where it shows it on
So cool.
on the ground, like overlaid. Yeah.
Even if they're contacting demons, like
see how big that is?
That is so cool.
Humans build the craziest shit. So I'm pretty sure we can build UAPs, man. Pretty sure we can build with all this technology that they've been playing with for 40 years. I'm pretty sure we can build some UAP drones.
I feel the same way. I think that we absolutely can. I think that we, and rightly so, the U.S. government or the black budget projects that Jeff's always talking about. I mean, it could be Lockheed or Northrop Grumman, who cares, Boeing, but they don't have to tell the populace about what we're building. And if they did, it would be detrimental because of national security and things like that. But I feel like at what point are they going to actually come out with it versus just saying, oh, it's the aliens, it's the aliens, it's the aliens, unless they're using it for a cover up of something else, right? Like a bigger plan, right? You know,
listen, conspiracy theories and like the talk of aliens and all this type of stuff is good for these programs because it muddies the waters, man.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it draws attention for sure.
Yeah, they even fund and propagate a lot of this stuff themselves, right? Because it throws off the scent. So, you know, intel agencies will literally go out there and put out, you know, crazy conspiracy theories about stuff just to get you all fucked in the information.
Dude, I'll tell you what, I would absolutely love to be on one of these projects, and I would feed you guys a line of bullshit every single week. I would absolutely be like, yeah, man, I don't know. The aliens just keep coming and shutting off our stuff. It's crazy. And Jeff would be going crazy about it. And here I am working on the next UAP project. It'd be dope.
Here's the thing about the collider, not to go too far off the rail here, but like the thing about this Hadron Collider thing is like there's a few key points, right? Number one, you could talk about like the Gothard Base Tunnel ceremony, that satanic ritual they did at the Gothard Base Tunnel, which was part of the CERN tunnel, the CERN opening thing. So that's all connected, and there's like a bunch of weird stuff there. But then if you look at it, like it's all geometrical shapes and patterns, and one could argue, well, that's just the universe, and you need to utilize and harness these geometrical shapes and patterns in order to get the results of manipulating elements and things like that, or whatever, particles and shit, right? So like I get that argument, you know, I get that, but also it is really weird that you look into like witchcraft or fucking any type of occult stuff, Kabbalah, like you see the same geometric patterns. So there is something there too. Yeah, Kamala. There's some stuff there too that's odd, right, to me. But then what's really interesting is that people think they build CERN to look for like the God particle or something like that. That's not really what happened. They built the facility with a lot of capabilities inside of it. They probably had a couple of goals that they had already, but people could go and do their own studies. So like if you were a fucking physicist at Boston University or some shit, you could put in an application or whatever and go and like do an experiment using CERN, right? It's a
maybe.
It's like no, you can. It's literally a thing that you can do, right?
Okay.
Just like you can, just like you can use a lot of the telescopes around the world that are looking out into quote unquote space, right? Like you can put in a request to do an experiment, and if your experiment is valid, like they'll point the thing where you want and do the whole thing, okay? But nobody really knows what the like. Everything's compartmentalized, right? At CERN, for instance, like this guy doesn't know everything that's going on,
which is smart,
Right, of course. So, but nobody knows what the real goal was. Like, was the real goal to open portals and talk to fucking demons? Because that's the conspiracy talk, right? That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. It's just like they build crazy ass shit and they could do whatever the fuck they want with it. And they'll also let you play with it too. But they have their own nefarious reasons, and it taps into like weird magic and like demonic practices and witchcraft and shit like that.
I agree with that. I think that that's the problem with having unlimited resources going to black budget projects. Anything that's outside of the federal government where they have, you know, and that's the problem with and I'm not gonna tie that, reel that in. I'm not gonna say, oh, well, all private contractors or private businesses working for the federal government have to be reeled in now and then controlled by the federal government. So as a person that believes in freedom, it's a really weird position, because you're at one point saying, government, you have no control over this business because they aren't you, they're working with you and you hired them on. And at the other side, it's saying, what are these private businesses doing, right? Whereas they don't have the right, or they shouldn't have, or not the right, but they don't have the they can't then just be like, oh, well, we're working for the government, so now we have to tell you what we're doing. Absolutely not, right? So we're kind of this weird limbo mode with them. But I agree with what you're saying, Jeff, but we've gotten super off the rails for this episode. So how does that have to do with the lights on the ships?
It doesn't. That's why I said I was going to derail this when we started talking about some other shit.
Right. So yeah. So I'm in the same boat, Jeff. I understand. I'm like, yeah. I mean, they're working for the government. They have all this unlimited resources, all this sort of stuff. What are they working on? But they're a private industry. It's not like you drop a FOIA request to the federal government where they have to tell you what's going on. It's a private industry. They don't have to tell you. But I want them to tell us. That'd be dope. But at the same
my point,
would that wreck national security? Would it wreck our ability to go to the next planet, or whatever the thing is, right? Are we making a base under the ocean? What is the thing that's going to get wrecked by us demanding for these companies to divulge what they're actually working on?
Right. I think my point was just more so that, like, humans build really crazy stuff, and there's no limit. There's no limit to the secrecy, and there's no limit to the weird, like, spooky, like, reasons for building these crazy things. It's not just like, hey, let's build it because it's like amazing. And no, it's like there's also occult people that are like, yo, we need to build this so that we can talk to fucking demons. There are people that have that belief, right? So it's like,
or we need to build this to pass in the next realm, or whatever it is. Like yeah, of course, there's always a weirdo in the bunch that turns everyone over to the weird stuff. Absolutely.
It freaks me out. Like, who's there?
Freak, right?
Why is there a statue of Shiva in the front? Like, just fucking give me the...
Yeah, there's always that. Absolutely. And I think at some point for myself, like, I'd like to know, certainly, what is actually going on. But then again, if people are going to hate me for this, just like our flat earth conversation, if I still have to pay bills or taxes tomorrow, then who gives a shit? Oh, it'd be good to know. But yeah, it's like, okay, well, here I am back at work.
Well,
what? Gosh, people hated that for flat earth.
What did you guys think about the topic? Or like I don't know.
Jeff derailed us so fast, bro. I don't know what you said.
Dude, he was flipping through Google. You were flipping through Google Images, and CERN was on there, and a bunch of other shit.
I've got a ton of topics just like this, loaded in the chamber, ready to go.
All right, look, I'm not gonna play with the chat and with all the audience. I'm a little bit of an idiot, so give me the Cliff Notes version of and I'm sick and I feel like crap. Give me the Cliff Notes version of the last talking point you had versus about the lights coming off of the aircraft.
What do you mean?
Dumb it down, Barney style, that thing. You know what I'm talking about. You had 19-year-olds underneath you. Come on.
What part though? What part were you talking
Last
about?
one.
Which one?
Last
Which one?
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
Last part.
Which one?
Come on, bro.
Which one, Jake?
You study enough. You can dumb it down for me. Kind of an idiot. I don't even know how to
I'm gonna bring
read.
this-
Come on, bro.
Hold on, let me bring the script back up. I don't even remember where it was.
Silly
the bubble makers.
Yeah, the bubble makers. What is the point of the bubble makers?
The bubble makers is to create the space-time fabric manipulator, the manipulation bubble,
and that's what projects lights.
The energy that is being used to create the space-time manipulation bubble presents itself as light.
What
light
about
is a form of energy, and it's the energy that they're using. So, because of the high amount of energy, right, which is being manipulated by a gravitational manipulation device.
Okay.
Because of the gravitational manipulation being used, it is compressing the wavelengths of the light, which is blue shifting the light. It's compressing the wavelengths.
Okay.
Right? Which is making it look blue, which is also making it towards or pushing it towards the ionizing radiation side of the spectrum, which is causing people to get sick, which also would be, this is more or less supposed to be. So I was supposed to do this in order.
Mm-hmm.
This episode was supposed to come after an episode called The 5 Observables of UAP Flight, which we'll do the next time we don't have a guest. And then I'll just put it in front of this episode so that it looks like we did this one after that one. So it would make a lot more sense if we had done that one first. Definitely would have made a lot more sense. But basically the gist of that episode in a nutshell, because I'm not ruining it for anybody who's listening on like Spotify, because they're going to be listening to this episode second, is that episode covers basically the gist that Elizondo and Puthoff categorized that UAP flight characteristics come in 5 observables. 1, hypersonic velocity. 2, instantaneous acceleration. 3, low observability. 4, transmedium travel. And 5, anti-gravity with a special bonus observational being that biological effects, being what we had talked about, the ionizing radiation. Now, I don't want to get into all of it because there's some pretty heavy science in this. So I don't want to talk about it too in depth because we're going to end up going through this again. But the gist of it talks about gravitational manipulation technology. This whole thing is based around that, really. And the effects that gravitational technology has on the manipulation of the space-time bubble around it that it creates.
So what about when they have lights, but they're staying still?
They're still using it. They can manipulate it, just like how we push the accelerator on our or the gas pedal on our car, right? that it's still present there. You're still creating a combustion in your engine. It's just not you're not creating it to the power that you need to go 90 miles an hour.
Well, yeah, but I thought the whole thing was so the blue light's created from force exerted from the front as you're going forward. So if people are supposed to see the lights,
the blue lights are not being created by that. No, that so you're confusing the actual motion of the craft.
Yeah.
With the force being applied to the light beams by the gravitational device.
Sure.
So the gravitational device is acting like the cop car. It's
a higher frequency light. Because it's a higher frequency light, it's shifting blue from your vision, your perspective. If it was a lower frequency light, it would be redder. So it's not the same red and blue shift because of motion. It's because of higher frequency, which, I mean, we can get technical, but it's kind of the same thing.
Okay.
Hold on.
What about when people see other colored lights, like yellows? Is that just a mixture of the two?
Yeah, I'm honestly, I don't really know too much about it. I know that the most commonly seen colors are white and blue.
Okay.
As for the yellow, oranges, whatever, not sure what that is. Now, there is a very, very common correlation between blue light and medical issues with people who observe them. Think Officer Wheeler in the Elmwood incident.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Blue light. Killed him 10 months later. Rendlesham. There's a lot. There's a ton of them where the blue light literally kills people. Or causes cancer or autoimmune diseases.
What if you're wearing glasses with blue light blockers?
It's going to save your eyes.
Yeah, it's going to save your eyes, and you're going to die of horrible cancer later.
Yeah, this is all just talking about generalized blue shift, a red shift. So,
I
like
wonder
this picture,
if that's the way our brains work. When something's going away, it's got a red light. When something's going forward, it's got a blue light. Why we have aircraft with not red and blue, but instead red and green?
Because I think there's something that has to do with the speed at which you can see the lights as well. Like there's certain lights that your brain actually recognizes and sees quicker than other light. So a lot of like safety lights and stuff are set with colors that you see. Like I know traffic lights, I think red is one that you see faster than blue. That's why your stoplight is red, because like you'll see that quicker, even if it's just like fraction of a millisecond, you know?
Oh, so that's why they do aircraft and boats and all kinds of stuff with the red and greens versus the red and blues.
Yeah, there's something about that. I don't know exactly, but
yeah, they don't have any of the gravitational force. But basically, red shift, blue shift, and let's say general relativity.
Like if you turn the LED on, I'm pretty sure if like your LED lights, when it's on, let's just say like there's a certain level of power hitting those lights.
Yeah.
If you flip it to blue, it's just going to be like a higher frequency, like a higher, I don't know if more energy is, I don't know how electricity works with LEDs, to be honest with you. I don't know if like more energy is going in there or if it's just like fluctuating faster or something. But it's like it's a higher frequency making it blue.
It's just a diode.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I'm not smart.
So maybe if you were in tune with that, being able to observe frequencies, you might be able to pick that up, that shift, that change. The diode allowing more energy through to create that light.
When you see a red light at an intersection, the light post moving away from you. No. I don't think that necessarily means that that's the only reason you see different color lights. I think that if you have a white light, right, or a yellow light, a light that's in our visible spectrum,
yeah,
and you move it away from us, Well, I mean, this is what they say about space. I mean, this is a ridiculous fucking thing in my opinion, because it would have to be moving so far so fast in order to do redshift and blue shift, right? So I'm with you. The more like it's questionable as fuck. But as far as just like in our observable reality, you know, in our local space here, no. Like, I mean, I don't think that's how that applies.
Jay, you see this picture here?
Yes, sir.
You see how the light, the waves are much tighter together. This is your violet side of the spectrum, right? Where this would be your blue shift side.
Okay.
Then your red shift side, where the lights are much more spaced out. Now, let's say that this right here, or this is the Doppler effect, right? So whatever this is showing you that the object here in the middle of this screen is moving in this direction.
Yep.
Okay. Now, if this was all spaced out, every one of these rings would be one color. Okay. You may see like a rainbow effect where it would be a darker color in the middle and slowly get brighter as it goes from the outside. But because you see the darker colors, the blue shift on the right with the tighter frequency lines on the right side, and the red shift on the left with the looser frequency lines on the left, this is something that's moving. Now, this is better showing you something with sound. Okay. Now, if you replace the cop car with a gravitational body, right? So instead of a planet, this is a device that can manipulate gravity. Something that can create an amplified gravitational force at will. So it's taking some form of energy. Now, you know the equation E equals mc squared, right? Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. So what that means is that basically energy and mass are equal, right? You can use energy and mass for the same thing, okay? But you need much more energy than you need mass.
It's like how a bullet works. You only have so much mass to a bullet and use so much powder to accelerate it to the destination of whatever it's hitting, right?
Right.
You could do it equal and it would just come out the barrel and fall down, or it wouldn't move at all. You could go above that and that projects it to the next thing, even though there's a drop or rise or whatever it is. Yeah, sure.
Right. So basically the gist is, we use mass for our fuel, right? We use liquid, mostly combustion engines. We could potentially create some sort of device, engine, motor that uses energy instead. But the problem with that is that we would need a shit ton of it. Something along the lines of where we would need 1 unit of mass. The energy equivalent of that would equal that 1 unit of mass times the speed of light squared. That's how much of that energy we would need in comparison to the mass. So that's the whole point of E equals mc squared, is just the proof of energy equaling mass. Like they are one and the same. Energy and mass is one and the same thing.
Yeah.
This is also shown you in the double slit experiment. Like this is all this stuff ties together. So basically this gravitational manipulation device, instead of using a planet size mass object, which we obviously can't do, it's using somehow, some way, an incredible amount of energy. Okay. It's using something. We don't know what that energy is. That's the big question about UAP and this gravitational device, is we don't know what this energy is. Whatever it is,
Dr. Greer's always been up in arms about, right?
Oh,
it's like this whole thing isn't I want to talk to the aliens. It's like, in order for us to get, and he says this. I mean, he also talks about other beings, other entities, right? which I personally think that part of him is the psyop. But the other part that he talks about is that these craft are powered by some energy, right? And that energy is essentially a free energy technology. It has to be. It must be.
It has to be infinite.
Well, then it has to be some kind of Tesla technology that's sucking energy out of the fucking ether somehow. That's
something that's infinite. Something that takes up zero, like it has zero footprint, takes up no mass, but is infinite.
So how does that translate into light?
So the energy itself, when compressed and used,
makes heat.
Often makes heat or light. Light is a form of energy, especially when used.
Or Bitcoin. It'll also make Bitcoin.
or it could come off as just Bitcoin. But yes. So as that gravitational manipulation device is burning through this energy, it is creating, from what our eyes can perceive, it is creating light as perceived by our eyes. And due to the gravitational force compressing that energy in what our eyes can perceive as light, it is showing as a blue light.
Well, but that's in specific points and not covering the entire craft, though, which is crazy to me.
It covers it works in a very similar way of a magnetic flux line. So it does create a sphere.
Like a toroidal field.
Yeah.
And those points that you see, those light points that you see, could be the points where the toroidal field, are coming in back on itself. Which
basically, Jake, if this was like where the radar system were to go bad on the H-60, and they were like, yeah, okay, we'll just land it. That's not how this works with this.
Yeah.
If that shit goes bad mid-flight, whatever part of that aircraft is no longer in the time space that the rest of the aircraft is in, it's really fucking bad. like really, really fucking bad. Okay. Like,
see that when I'm saying dumb it down, give it to me in things I can understand. Shoot. That's funny. That's dope.
Did we get there?
Yeah, you got there. You had to compare it to like what we've worked on, what I understand, right?
No, it's fine. But yeah, it's just fucking mind-bending shit, man.
So then what do you think about Elizondo's explanation of the light and stuff like that? Do you think that it's for you that makes sense?
Because I'm a science-minded kind of guy, and yes. Yeah.
There you go.
It makes a lot of sense. It's not perfect, but it's the best explanation. It's like everything else. Everything has holes.
Sure.
Right. Everything.
It's the best explanation, except for the best explanation, which is they're fucking lights.
And that's the thing, right? Because that's the thing we always go to, is that why, if they're so advanced and they travel interstellarly or they go through the Earth or blah, 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 all these sort of things, why do they need landing lights? Why do they need lights at all? Why don't they have night vision capabilities, all that sort of stuff? It's the best explanation, even though I don't fully understand it. It's the best scientific explanation for lights on the outside of a craft that shouldn't need it, versus the other side, which is just like it's bullshit and they need lights.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, I think it's going to all make better sense once we do the 5 flight characteristics. I think it's all going to just pop a lot better, because we're going to actually talk about we're going to talk about interstellar flight and stuff, and how that makes sense and everything as well. And I think it's going to come all full circle. I really should have done that first. I've kind of fucked up, but it is what it is.
We need something this evening. It works out.
Yeah. All right.
Help.
All good?
That's dope. I like it.
Cool. But yeah, I just coming from my side of things, I've read review after review after review of Elizondo's book, and there is just absolutely just a plethora of people who hate on this book.
The Amor asks, what is a negative field? Bro, it's just like a field, but the opposite. Easy done.
The negaverse.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean by a negative field?
The negaverse, dude.
What does he mean by a negative?
Like the multiverse, but the negaverse. Everyone's negative.
Negative field?
Downtrodden. Like, hey, good morning. They're like, what's so effing good about it?
What's interesting to me too, I just want to point this out, going back to like the pictures you were showing earlier when it was just showing the spectrum, and it was kind of showing like, hey, look, the FM radio towers were on the red, the cell phones were on the red, oh, but the nuclear shit, it's on the blue, right? Remember that one? Remember that picture?
Mm-hmm.
What is beyond like the ends of these spectrums on all these like
no one knows,
cool
Jeff. Only you,
right?
You gotta research
like,
it.
What happens if you go like super low, like to negaverse frequencies? Like, what happens?
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I have no idea.
Somebody did a fucking study on it. Find that, bro.
I'm sure. It wasn't me. Not yet, at least. Anyways, going back to Elizondo's book, right? There's an absolute shit ton of negative reviews on that book. And I mean, I get it. Everyone likes to hate on government shills, and I picked up the book, and that's what I was expecting to do. I was expecting to pick it up and be like, "Yep, this guy's a shill. This is shit. This is garbage." But I breezed through books like really fast. It took me 2 months to get through that book because I had to literally dissect things. He explains things, but he does not break them down into their smallest parts, and he kind of assumes that you have a basic understanding of physics, where majority of the population does not. So in order to explain it on the Infinite Rabbit Hole, I had to try to break it down the best I could. And I think that a lot of people will pick up that book and they just get lost and they think it's just a bunch of bullshit. But if you take time to actually look at what he's trying to say, I think that the book is amazing. I think it's an amazing read. If not, it's at least a really good hypothetical thought exercise for how UAP could work. And I think it's just a great book. It's one of my favorite books I have in my collection now, honestly. I would love to pick that guy's mind, even if he is a government shill. And it is what it is. Be honest with you.
Bet.
Yeah. Call me a shill. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, you're a
story, bro.
Shill.
All right.
You want me to call him for you? See if he'll pull it out for you, let you play with it.
I've actually already reached out to him to see if he'll come on the show.
Let me see that thing. I want to touch it.
Good for you, bro.
Actually, I have gotten a reply from a sir, from a Mr. Blink 182.
Cool. Yeah, bring him on here so I can be a dick to him. That'd be cool.
Mr. Tom DeLong.
Bring Elizondo on here too so I can call him a shill to his fucking face. That'd be cool too.
Yeah. But Tom DeLong politely declined.
Why?
He said that we're not important enough. He's like, you guys
That's
suck.
it. We're burning this house down. Let's go. We'll blame it on the LA fires. We got this.
He said, no, you guys get bigger, be more important, and yeah. No. He just said, hey, I'm not doing podcasts at the time.
I was gonna say, I was gonna be like, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like everything he says is bullshit. That's what he sounds like. If it's not important enough to give to the little guys, then it's bullshit.
Nah, he was super nice about his reply, man. But it probably wasn't even him. It was probably just like a representative.
Yeah,
that just
publicist or
signed
whatever.
along on it.
Sure,
It's probably a copy paste reply.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Automated fucking reply bot, dude.
Dear sir or ma'am.
Insert podcast name here.
Yeah. Dear insert podcast name here. We regret to inform you that you suck and we will never come here.
Damn.
You do
This
not
is past my
deserve the
fucking
graces
bedtime,
of
guys. It's almost
Blink-182 on your
11
show.
fucking o'clock over here, dude.
Oh,
Maybe you should cry
Jeff,
about
I'm
it,
sorry,
loser.
buddy.
I might.
Yeah.
I fucking might.
Do it off the podcast, though. We don't want the negative reviews from you crying and acting like a bitch.
Yeah, take that.
Yeah.
All right, well, just thanks to chat. Good chat tonight. Lots of live chat. We made it to 50 followers, everybody. I appreciate that.
Hell yeah, guys. Good job.
Hell yeah.
Really do appreciate that. We'll get our affiliate status. We'll be able to make money off of Twitch. That's cool. We'll be able to support the show. Maybe be able to do cooler things. Maybe be able to afford Tom DeLonge.
Good job. Horror Movies 14. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody. Well, that has been another. Oh wait, I will not be here next week. I am going to the Dominican, so
You
it'll be Jake
dirty
and Jeff.
sack of crap. So,
Yep,
yes.
I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna get into a plane crash because
Hell
they
yeah,
can't
dude.
Fly.
You're
They
gonna-
can't fly.
You're getting
planes now.
sucked out the door when it gets blown out. Oh man, that's gonna be
Make sure you don't have a
Saturday.
fucking DEI pilot, bro, or DEI traffic controller, or DEI maintenance fucking guy, or a DEI.
We're gonna get on here and be like, "We regret to inform you, but this podcast is shutting down because Jeremy got sucked out of a plane at 35,000 feet." Oops.
That's fucked. We regret to inform you that Decoding Reality is not coming July 1st.
That's right.
That's fucked.
No,
up.
it's
Live stream of Jeremy's funeral. That's what's gonna be there.
That's messed up, man.
Good luck, dude.
It's not fun. Anyways, so it'll be just Jake and Jeff, maybe forever. We'll see. Hopefully not. But yeah, I'll be in the Dominican, and then the week after that, we've got an entire team of paranormal investigators, including a demonologist.
Ooh,
Yeah.
excited.
Jesus.
Personally recommended from Skeeter. So that'll be fun. And I'm
Jake's
working
gonna
on.
fight. Jake's gonna
Excited.
fight this guy.
I'm gonna show up at his place and knife him. It's gonna be great. No, this is gonna be cool, dude. I can't wait. I'm stoked.
And then yeah, I mean, I'm working on some pretty big guests. Yeah, a lot of talks about plane crashes in the chat right now. It's awesome. I appreciate the love, guys.
Horror Movies 14 says fight. Points. Let's go. I'm stoked. It's gonna be. I love that sort of stuff. It's
right.
creepy, but I love it. It's gonna be great.
All right, I've teased Jeff enough. I'll let him get to sleep. Until next time, travelers, this has been another episode of the Infinite Rabbit Hole podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy, and we'll see you right here in the next fork in the path of the Infinite Rabbit Hole. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Jeff. There you go.
Fuck you.
Jeff.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the Infinite Rabbit Hole podcast. If you're looking for more of our stuff, head on over to infiniterabbithole.com, where you can find links to all the podcast players that we are available on, and even our video platforms such as TikTok and YouTube. While you're there, make sure to check out all the links for our socials and hit that follow so you know when all the new stuff from our podcast comes out. And until next time, travelers, we'll see you right here in the next fork in the path of the Infinite Rabbit Hole. Goodbye.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
If you used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world, with lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers. Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Spotify. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify. Rules and restrictions may apply.